sore joints, or dry skin? Try All Balm. Our CBD topicals are fast absorbing, non-greasy, and smell amazing. Now available at 2U Wines in South Euclid. Sip, shop, and feel better. Natural.
Yep.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Pull-Up Experience.
Yes.
We're back, better than ever. And listen, same, guests, host and host, but better guests. We got, They just get gooder and gooder.
Come on,
every
gooder and
time,
gooder. I like
okay?
that.
Gooder and gooder.
We
love them all, but this is getting gooder and gooder. 2026 is in full effect, y'all. And listen, we didn't want to shortchange y'all with the first episode of the year. We have with us Mr. Manny Hall, who is going to teach us about entrepreneurship when it comes to branding. He is the branding expert.
Yes.
He is going to help us as far as in regards to his coaching skills, because he is your business growth coach. And he does so many things, you guys, that's going to help you to just navigate what to do, especially with the first of the year. You want to start off the ground running, and he's going to help you to make sure you don't stumble along the way as much, okay? So, of course, without further ado, and of course, your regular schmegular and your girl Britt. But Manny, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being patient with us,
Yes.
We had to make sure it's picture perfect for you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
All right.
So I want to start off this episode. I want to give Manny his flowers, man. Which I don't know. I know Manny for a very long time, and I seen this man back in the day doing this thing for the Lord at the church, and seeing him, other young black men doing their thing, inspired me to do my thing. So I want to first give you flowers, man, because I know you for a long time, brother. And you doing your thing.
Love it.
So with every beginning, man, every journey has a beginning. Let's talk about your journey. Cleveland born and raised.
Cleveland born and raised.
Okay, you have to represent a hood. What hood you representing in Cleveland?
So I graduated from Maple Heights.
Okay, shout out to Maple.
For some time I went to Warrensville, but probably about second or third grade we moved to Maple, and then it was some bouncing around and moved to Columbus for some time, and then back to Maple Heights. So graduated from Maple Heights. I always like to tell the story, Brandon, when I went to the University of Akron for college. Told somebody that was actually from Cleveland. They said, well, where are you from? I said, I'm from Cleveland. Said, well, what high school you went to? I said, maybe. So no, you from Maple.
They corrected you.
So I said, he's like, stop telling people you from Cleveland, because we was out in Akron. So I'm like, metropolitan, like Cleveland's a big city. He said, no, bro, just specifically say Maple Heights, because that's where you from. I'm from Cleveland. I went to Shaw. So I said, oh, okay, I got you. So, through that journey, though, I will say that I wasn't never that person that was selling things like candy to people or anything like that. That really wasn't my story. I think it really wasn't until I started to kind of look, and I've never said this publicly, so I'm just going to put it
Okay, come on, exclusive. I'll
so
tell you.
this is exclusive. And I really didn't want to tell people this because it's a little weird and awkward as a business owner, right? But I had a very challenging past of growing up where we didn't have a whole lot, so I went to stores and stole stuff. Like that's my past. And I never forget during the time Randall Park Mall was open.
Okay, yep. Shout out to Randall Park Mall.
Shout out to Randall Park Mall, for real. So this is during the time when Snoop's album just came out. So like I'm dating myself, graduated in 2000. So Snoop's Doggy Style album came out. Then Eazy-E album came out. So I went into one store, stole the Snoop album, got away with it. Part of me had this luring temptation that you could try to get the Eazy-E as well. On my way to get the Eazy-E album, they caught me. They proceeded to take the Snoop Dogg album, which I had not stole from that store.
Oh, no.
You walk away with nothing.
I walked away with nothing.
Well, I'm leaving with something. You love nothing that day.
Being greedy.
But one of the things that I really started to see early on in my business journey, it was hard to accept getting a client and then paying for it because I felt like I was stealing something.
Ooh. Wow. All right, man.
And I promise you, I've never said this publicly to anybody. It probably took me about 3 or 4 years to really accept the fact that you're putting out good value. You deserve to be paid. It was way easier to just have free clients. And even when people wanted to pay, I would find a way to give them extra stuff so that in my heart, I never felt I was stealing something.
Oh.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Wow, that's like the epitome of all entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? When they first started out, you like,
Yeah.
I want to give. You want to overpromise and overextend yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
At the
Yeah.
same
DJ
time.
Vlad in the back though. But I just want to comment. I just want to comment about that story. First of all, we appreciate you telling that story and
Yeah.
it being exclusive on 2026,
Mm-hmm.
the pull-up experience. But I bet we would be surprised about how many people lived that way.
Mm-hmm.
I bet we would be surprised if we did a survey of our guests on this show of how many people started out that way, you know, that didn't have, and that was the only way that they could have.
Oh, I'm about to say, I got a couple of stories like that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I ain't gonna tell. It's statute limitations. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff I can't talk about, but okay.
And I'm glad you said that because I feel like Randall Park Mall has not been in existence.
Yeah.
So any store that want to come back and say something is done.
Circuit City can't come back to you.
Yo,
safe
got
now.
Snoop Dogg and Eazy-E out.
Yeah.
I didn't get nothing.
You didn't
This
get
is when
nothing.
it was CDs.
I remember
So it's like
the
you took
CDs.
my CD from me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
man.
But during that time, really though, like growing up in Maple Heights, we were one of those families that were in a suburb but still didn't have a whole lot of money. And it's like, you know, often these demographic groups aren't really talked about because it's either like you're real poor or you got a whole lot of money. But it's these individuals' families that move into areas of Bedford, Maple, Warrensville, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. They were trying to have a better life for their kids, but I remember opening up the refrigerator, no food. It's like, wait a minute, we're in the hood still? Why is there no food? Where's the food at?
That's a great point.
Right?
That's a
You know
great
what I'm
point,
saying?
man.
But like really being able to navigate that, and then I remember telling myself around 17 or 18, it's like, I ain't never gonna live like this again. Never. I'll never live like this again. I want to be able to go into my refrigerator, and if I want some Fruity Pebbles, there's some milk in there to grab the Fruity Pebbles. If I want some chips and dip, I got enough money to get me a whole lot of chips and dip. So what I noticed this weird pattern of like me and my family, and then also black folks that I had been talking to, is that you get a little piece of money and then you overextend yourself with getting all the stuff that you never had an opportunity to have all those years.
Yeah.
So I was very foolish with buying a whole bunch of food. I got overweight, unhealthy, feeling depressed and stressed out because I felt I finally had a chance to go do all the cool stuff I wanted to do. I'm about to splurge. I'm about to go to the mall and buy this stupid stuff just to make myself feel cool. And then this was during the time in like I first graduated, Averex coats. I don't know if anybody remember those coats.
Come
They
on
still
now.
out, yeah.
Come on
Oh,
now.
are they? They still back? Okay, so I remember during that time going to college, they offer all the college students free credit cards and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. So I signed up for one. I get $1,000 from Discover card. It's going down. So I go right to that mall out there in Akron because I'm going to school there. Ain't the tax is cheaper, whatever. They say, okay, cool. Give me Averex coat. $300. I'm walking around campus. with
Like,
an
them coats was
Averex
heavy,
coat.
by the way.
Yeah,
Heavy,
they were.
very
Oh,
heavy,
yeah,
by
nice
the
and
way.
thick, yeah.
I didn't get enough compliments. It kind of made me feel some type of way. I spent $300 and I only got about 6 or 7 compliments.
The return on investment wasn't there, man.
Right. Where
It
y'all
wasn't.
at?
So this is around the time where I really started learning and said, oh, it ain't about that. So around the time that you met me in church, I started going to thrift stores. I started getting hip and saying, oh, I can spend $30, $40 and come up with
Come on now.
15, 16 outfits. Cool.
You're welcome, kids.
For real.
Today.
For real. And then I started getting hip to all these other ones out in Cuyahoga Falls, out in other places that were even nicer, had even better clothes. And I was just like, we all trying to put on when there's other white folks and other ethnicities, they're going inside these thrift stores and they're like, I don't care about going to buy them.
Come on now.
I got the one. I got the same shirt you got. And nobody's asking, when did you get yours? We both got one.
Oh, got it.
So then now when I start transitioning into being a business owner, I start taking on the same philosophy and saying like, there's ways for us to grow that goes totally against what the status quo is. Because even starting a marketing agency, I almost got wrapped up into the same mindset of everybody else starting a marketing agency. Okay, we do websites, we do this, we do that, and then we hopefully gonna make you some money. Hopefully it works. And then for a while, I was doing it, but I didn't feel peace about it.
Wow.
Because part of me said, I know me. And I kept hearing that thing ring in my head, game, recognize, game, recognize, game, recognize, game. Remember, man, you used to steal all the time. Are you still stealing from them?
Wow.
Because that's what it kind of seemed like. You're giving them fluff, and you know that you wouldn't buy stuff like this. So stop selling the fluff. So everywhere I went, I started giving the unadulterated truth of what I really believe that were ways for people to grow their business. And stuff starts seeming way more simpler than the traditional marketing. It's really leaning on branding, which was identifying like who it is that that person stands for up against who it is that they want to talk to. And if you don't want to take these type of customers, never talk to them again.
Wow.
At this day and age, we kind of talk about, you don't want to exclude anybody, but like from a marketing and branding perspective, I'm going to exclude all of you guys. I'll never talk to you with my marketing ever because I know that you're what I would call the broke people. Now, the broke people are not necessarily bad people. They're just broke. And they know that they would never buy anything from us. But we spend time talking to them and trying to encourage them, to motivate them, to influence them, to somehow make a change, to spend money with us. When there's thousands of other people that already got a need and a desire for what it is we have to offer, if we just keep talking to them, we'll make a whole lot of money. I say this often in class, that if we had two different groups, one side of the group were overweight kids that love cupcakes, pies, anything related to desserts. Other side of the room is these skinny kids that can only eat celery and carrots because their mommy said they're not allowed to eat any sweets. Most black business owners come in and say, you guys want to try sweets? No, mommy told us we can't have any. Just give it a try. No, I don't want it. When these other people like, hey, I love sweets, I love treats, talk to me. But it's almost like this weird challenge because we're so used to having to go through turmoil, having to go through challenges to get ahead, that we take that into our business and feel like we still have to strain. We don't have to anymore. There's people that have a need and a desire for what it is you have to offer, and oftentimes our customers are not us.
Wow.
We got to stop trying to support black. You don't have to support me. What do white folks say? What do Asians say? Whoever of y'all that got the pain point for what it is that I can offer, y'all come by. And if it happen to be black folks too, awesome. But we got to get out of this mindset that's like, well, we keep supporting each other and we're going to be okay. That's cool. But you know how long that will realistically take for all of us to get on the same mind? Even the Target revolution that we was going through last year. Still millions of black folks going to Target. They like, I don't care, I like Target. So it's very challenging to all get on the same page, but I think that when we think about marketing and brand, we have an opportunity to do some explosive stuff without caring anything about anybody else. Like competition for me is irrelevant, Brandy. I don't even know the other marketing agencies in the city. People are like, have you heard of such like, and it's not trying to be funny, but if I pay any little bit of attention to you, I'm taking attention away from myself.
Top episode.
That's good.
I'm gonna be quiet.
No. Bro, that's how you start an episode.
That is.
So before the show, so ask me what's the difference between branding and marketing? So in your definition, what's for the entrepreneur? What's the difference between the two?
So branding is really this thing that you say, other people say you stand for. Your brand, your colors, your website, your language, if you're introvert or extrovert, all of that's a part of the brand. The marketing part is anything that you push out, where you push it out, how you push it out. That's marketing. So it's like I have this thing that I want to tell other people about. That's the marketing. The behind the scenes, the build of it, of what we stand for, how we're going to position it, the strategy behind it, that's all branding. And I strongly believe that if we don't create a brand strategy first, then the marketing strategy always fails. Because you think about how crazy it is for the one guy, Manny would make him pay, the lawyer guy. Like, we all know about him, and I've never talked to him. Come to find out, he doesn't even go to court. Because he got a team of people. He just the face of it that does the advertisement. But the same is true if somebody popped up and said, I make boo-boo on a stick now. And they put a big billboard up, and they're just like, come on, guys, please buy. Like, it doesn't matter how many times the billboard goes up, if it's on 480, 271, wherever, nobody's buying boo-boo on a stick.
So let me ask you, so it was like the chicken for the egg for the chicken ordeal with branding versus marketing?
Yes, and I think that more specifically, like to our population of people, we look at something like, I'm gonna start a t-shirt line. It's like, okay. And it's like, what do I do with the t-shirt line? I'm just gonna sell it to people. Who are you gonna sell it to? The first thought for some strange reason is, let me sell it to other black people. That's the first thought because we feel like that's the easiest route.
Yeah.
They're gonna support me.
So I look like you like me. Of course you're gonna buy from me.
Yeah.
It works like that in other ethnicities, but not with us all the time. And the truth of the matter is, we as black folks, we have taste and desire, stuff that we like. I often talk about the word rejection. Root word reject means not to one's taste. Just like everybody in here doesn't like banana pudding, apple pie, we all have different taste buds. Also, what's really interesting about our taste buds, you would be vibing on bananas for like a few months, and then out of nowhere, I hate bananas. I don't want no bananas. I want oranges now. I want some kiwi now. I want some pineapples, because our taste buds change. But we, as business owners, we can't get wrapped up in that. We got to realize that some people are not going to have a taste for us, so we can't play the convincing game that they need to do this, they need to do this. Here's the other deep part about certain foods, and even strawberries. Some people are allergic to strawberries, so it would literally kill them if they had it. So some people don't need our products and services. It will literally kill them, hurt them in some capacity if we keep trying to give it to them. It's the wrong time for certain aspects of it. So I strongly believe that if we lean into the people that really already like us and other people that might like us and they also have a pain point or desire, like we're here with the wine. I'm never talking to people that say, I hate wine, I don't like wine. Are you sure? You sure you want to taste? Look, you might like wine. This is a different, you ever had this kind? Never talking to you again. You don't even exist to me. I'm going after the people that love wine. Now, if you happen to come along and say, hey, I'll buy some wine, great, but I was never talking to you. Just like the famous example of Tommy Hilfiger. Black community got mad at him because bro said, I didn't make these for you guys. But why would we get mad? You didn't make wine for people that don't like wine. And we wouldn't say, you don't have a vegan kind with no alcohol at all for me because I want to drink wine. Did you consider me? It's like, no, I didn't care nothing about you because when I made this, it wasn't for you. So Tommy made his clothes for European white guys and also some Americans that could fit. But I love Tommy's marketing strategy, how he got into the market. Was y'all hip to that?
No,
so years and years ago, he had no name whatsoever. He literally created a billboard that listed the top designers, and he was the fourth one. He had no name at this point. Nobody knew nothing about him. He said Ralph Lauren, something else, and Tommy Hilfiger.
So he lied.
Straight up. I mean, you can say that.
I mean, no.
Because his name was not out there. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was not out there. Straight up, put it out there. Huge billboard. After that, when he started doing launches, what happened? Everybody was already familiar with Tommy Hilfiger. They saw it all over New York. People were talking about it like crazy.
Wow.
You know who else did something similar like that? Barnum and Bailey from Barnum and Bailey Circus. He had no name. He was going around town saying, y'all not hip to the circus? This the biggest thing going on. Y'all got to check it out. And everybody start checking it out, and then he start making sales. But at first, wasn't nobody hip to him. Wasn't nobody caring. So here's the main point, audience and everybody. We have to find a way to put ourselves out there to make people start paying attention. Because right now, don't nobody care. And oftentimes, even when we write a new book, we like, look, I got my book. This is about my life story. And we like, okay. Don't you want to support me? I really don't. I was going to use that $20 to get some wings and fries. But you want me to buy your book for what? What am I going to get out of it? It's very inspiring. I could go to YouTube and watch the video for free. So we got to find a way to dig into these audience segments for finding a way, why should they care?
That's good. So maybe what I heard from that, go full Kanye in everything I do. I'm talking about, I'm out there.
Okay, all right. Now be
we'll
careful with that.
No, but seriously though, man. So let me ask you this: for beginner entrepreneurs, I know, like you said, I think everyone's been there. Where when you first start out, you're like, how do I convince? And I say convince because, like you said, you're trying to win over this person, right? what advice you get to entrepreneurs trying to convince someone that their product is for them? Like you said, because some people are allergic, some people might not want it, but some people I believe you can win over.
Yep. It's a weird dynamic. So part of it might seem contradictory the way that I'm explaining, but like just kind of flow. So it's like you're never forcing, you're flowing. But you almost like how a girl is back in the day, like early 20s. She come in the room, she said nothing to nobody, but everybody's just like, who is that? What's going on? She ain't got the dopest outfit. She ain't a millionaire. It's just she's captivating enough towards the people in the room that she knows would be interested. So it's just like, I have a business that helps with marketing and branding. I go into spaces where the people already are that I can serve. This is the reason why I teach at Tri-C. See, I teach at Tri-C because the whole class is going to be full of business owners that could buy my products.
Smart.
Right? I teach classes monthly and host events and say, you guys can come for totally free. Because while you're here, you're going to listen to all this great game about branding and marketing, and you're going to say, that dude might be the solution. And then you become a client.
Ooh.
Right? So my mentor once taught me, said, instead of trying to find leads, make yourself findable. I go to the places they already are, and I raise my hand and say,
Top us up. Top us up.
I like that. All right now.
I hope y'all taking notes.
Spin that game.
I see. Now, when it comes to branding and when it comes, well, I'm gonna split my question up because I feel like it'd be a jam-packed question if I try to put the two. But where do entrepreneurs go wrong when it comes to branding, and where do entrepreneurs come wrong when it comes to marketing? Because, like you said, two separate, requirements that are necessary and needed for your business. But where do we go wrong with that?
I think that we've probably all gone wrong with social media. Because so most people don't know this. Alex Ramosi, really great entrepreneur, multi-millionaire at this point. Yep. He has a goal of making $1 billion probably in the next 4 or 5 years. So I believe he's going to do it. But he often talks about this research that only about 1% of all the people that know you in your entire life will buy something. So you really think about that. Like, so whatever product, whatever service you got, all the people that really know you personally, only about 1% of all those people collectively have spent money with you in your lifetime or will spend money with you. Some people can make the argument, mine's 5%, maybe yours 10%. That's still low compared to all the people that know you.
Yeah.
And, when I thought about mine, I think that mine is like 1%, maybe even 0.5% of people. And it's no shade towards my gift or talent.
Yeah.
It's just these people that we know and are following us on social media are not really the people buying from us. We really are seeing much more scalability in relationship building.
Wow.
And you being able to make this contact almost like old school, how Rockefeller, Carnegie did back in the day. They were just building relationships when talking to people. See, social media became this business platform for Mark Zuckerberg and everybody else. So once Instagram's founders, they created it, then Mark and his team bought Instagram years later. And all of these platforms is really for people to be on the platforms to get entertainment. But what we don't realize and understand is that social media was created for human beings to be social and not businesses to be social with human beings or human beings to be social with the business. So this is why you start a business page and you get 0 likes on a lot of your posts, and people are literally working hard from a marketing perspective to answer that question, to try to create all these pieces of content because they heard that if I do more, if I have more Canva images, they're going to buy. But they're not buying because the algorithms are working against you, because it's basically saying, here's another business post. Here's another post, somebody trying to sell something. The post that get the most attracted to people hate is when they post a birthday pic. When they post something, they was on their anniversary, or they was looking at some shallow water on a vacation. Why y'all keep liking this one, but y'all don't like these other ones? Because that one, sir, ma'am, was entertaining. I had something to say to that.
Yeah, it's relatable.
Your business poster said, hey, call us today. We got a new sale going on. What do you want me to say to that? Thanks. Great job. Look, another post you made. So we keep striving in the wrong direction. And we're really forcing things to happen and not even realizing that doing it this way, it's the weirdest thing, bro. I never even said this. It's almost like a trap. Like, you will see somebody popping on the scene just this year alone, and they're going to get excited, and they're going to say, it's going down this year. I already know what I'm going to do. It's about to go down. I'm about to create all this piece of content. I'm gonna have ChatGPT give me the captions, and I'm gonna push all this stuff out. By March,
I'm killing
probably
it.
gonna be making $40,000-$50,000 a year. Man, it's about to go down. But then what happens right around like February 1st or 2nd, they start to see ain't too much been happening, and then they say it's okay. I'll get through the month of February. I'll be fine. And they keep working. You ain't getting no results. And then they are not wise enough to hire a coach or a mentor to help them. So they're really just doing everything on their own. They're going off the advice that they keep seeing. And then what if the advice that I'm seeing, this is crazy. What if the advice that I'm seeing is an algorithm itself, and I'm only learning from people that are in the same circle as me?
Recycle information.
Yeah, you can see the algorithm and you can see how many people it actually gets to. And you can look, and sometimes it gets lower and lower and lower when you're trying to sell something. When you have a sale, when you have an event, it's like, it only reached this many viewers. This the only insights I had. Like, yeah.
And I love
Cough
that.
up more money too.
I love that.
Social media, they want you to pay more into the ads, and then maybe you might get a little bit more traction.
Yep. And so that's really it. So it's just like it's branding and marketing, because we are branding looking at like a personal brand. Like, I want to be an influencer, not realizing that you can influence off of social media. And if you influence off social media, you actually make more money. Because like, what if you really are going to live events and talking to people, letting them know what it is that you do, explaining how you want to collaborate and partner with them, versus making a whole bunch of social media posts and waiting to be found, and somebody just like, yes, I want to spend my money with you. And it's just like, there's so much more that has to go through. And even with ads, people will say, okay, just got my tax refund and spend a couple of dollars on some ads, $1,000 or so. Then they get one or two clients or customers from that, and then they think that the ads don't work. No, the ads do work, but it's also a system that's been created. And so they're winning because they have millions and millions of entrepreneurs, business owners just giving it a try every single day for 365 days in a year. It's a huge, amazing business model. We should have thought about that years ago when we did, and they got it, right? But we can do our own thing and still make millions of dollars. I strongly believe that every single person that's in this room, every single person that will listen to this, we all have the potential to make millions of dollars. And it's not like this far-fetched thing that we have to like hope and pray and dream about, but it's like literally practical things that we can do that we refuse to do because we feel like that it can't be that easy, or I don't want to keep doing that same thing. It's too redundant. But we think about Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about in the 7-year theory, it's like we have to keep doing these things routine, even through those times that we don't even think it might be working. Realizing behind the scenes, God got this plan that he would never tell you about. Why would he tell you? The whole plan, you're a human being, gonna mess it up. He like, I gotta be busting some moves. I gotta tell you, go over here, even when you don't feel like it. So I strongly suggest to clients to trust epiphanies, trust hunches that you get. When you get these weird intuitions, like, I feel like I should do this. Go do those things. Because that's really, in my mind, God leading us to that particular thing.
Come on, man. Side question. I got to speak for the introverts. Because, you know, we're introverts. A couple of us here are introverts. What do you, and I feel you on organic marketing and build relationships, because we've seen it work for ourselves. But as introverts, what do you recommend for that entrepreneur who's saying, I have a great product, I have this great brand, but I don't physically like to talk to people as much?
I love that. So I would ask you guys, what do you guys think I am?
I would say you're an introvert too.
What's the new one that they call it when you're
Ambivert.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is. So let me argue this on the show. When people say that they're ambivert, it's not real. It's not possible. You're either an introvert or extrovert. The reason for that is because when they first came out with the study, there was no ambivert. That's somebody else mixed in. You know those kids at school to be like, you either pick orange or blue. Can I pick yellow? There is no yellow. It's these two. And it's like, well, I want yellow. And they start screaming and obnoxious. That's those type of people that feel like they have to be an ambivert, because we all have different parts.
Yeah.
So there's some times where you might show up like an extrovert. They're like, dang, man, he got a lot of energy. How is he so pumped up?
Yeah, it's real.
When they don't have any idea that as soon as that's over, You go into the house and you chilling. You don't want to be bothered with nobody for a while because you got to recharge.
That's real.
And that's me. But for all the introverts, you're going to love this. So I've created a way to allow me to always show up like an extrovert because I'm controlling the dynamic. See, we as introverts, we don't like going places. We don't know what's about to jump off. Like, weird stuff could be jumping off. But if I control all my environments, the events that I have, Brandon,
Come on now,
these are my events. I know exactly how it's going to go every time. I have no anxiety whatsoever. When I'm teaching the class, I teach the class my way. They might not even like it that way, but I'm going to do it this way. Because that's going to make me feel at peace. And I can give y'all the best version of me because I was able to do it my way.
Ooh. A couple times for that. And it's real because we do the same thing. We create the events, we create the podcast. Hey, come to us. And I think it's the best advice because it's a hack because you control the environment and you can make it as long as you want, as short as you want.
Exactly.
And I hope y'all taking notes.
And then when we have to go somewhere, we're all like, man. Nobody knows it's this long situation of us like, man.
Look, we do.
Man, right, move on.
We're gonna be in for a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
It take a lot.
Yeah.
It take a lot.
It does.
So listen, y'all. I hope y'all took notes because, like I said, when you first started out, that was the move. And I didn't know it was a hack. We just did what's comfortable and nothing.
Wow.
Seriously, I felt so uncomfortable in so many situations as a business owner because I would go to places and they would say, "Hey, Manny, come network with everybody," and I was like, "I'm not talking to nobody." And it's not that I was trying to be funny. I was just like, I don't know what to say to you guys. And Brandon, this is like 3 years ago, Manny, 4 years ago, Manny, and even right now, when I walk into certain rooms, I never force myself to network with people that I don't want to. I remember Pastor Vernon saying years ago, he said, some people just don't like. And it's just an energy vibe type thing. And I know when I'm going into certain rooms who I relate to. And that, like, my energy will almost draw me to them. And now we're vibing and somebody else looking like, I can't believe you're talking to him or talking to her. It don't seem like you would normally talk to somebody like that. It's like, I know, but they are so cool. I like them. And I don't want to talk to you anymore. So it's just like... it's be like that.
Yeah.
So like I end up vibing much better with other introverts because like we understand each other. We're much more analytical. We think of stuff through and critically before we make a decision. And my wife is an extrovert, so she's able to like balance me out with certain things. But like she wants to be more adventurous and spontaneous. But in order to fix that, I create the adventure. I create the spontaneous thing that you're going to do. I surprise you the way that I want to surprise you. So that I am not in some weird environment that I'm like, oh, we out of town. I don't know what's about to happen. We here, like we with the kids and I'm feeling anxious. It's like, no, hey, babe, how about we go to Chicago this year? I was just, if you're open to it, babe, by all means. Yeah, I would love to go to Chicago. Great. Now I plan everything out, where we gonna go, where we gonna eat, so there's no hidden surprises. Yeah. Because I think that, especially for us as business owners that are introverts, we don't like those hidden surprises.
No, that's real.
We don't like being put in situations where somebody doing some underhanded stuff behind our back and we wasn't aware. We like to be able to discern the whole thing. So if you can create that environment, you make your social media page the way you want it to be. Ain't no more, well, you know, in 2026 they said that this is why you should be doing it in the top 10 hashtags that you should. F all of that. And I'm a Christian believer, as I've said before, so guess what that means? Forget. Forget all of that, y'all. Totally wipe yourself away from this mindset that you got to do it a certain way. If you want to post 3 times a week, post 3 times a week. You want to do 5 times a day, do it and have fun. But walk away from the results, though. So like take your mind away from, it has to be like this, I got to achieve this, I'm just respecting the process. We got to talk about systems, then we'll be quiet.
No,
so,
good.
No, let's go.
With the systems, y'all, we had kind of talked about this before we got on, is that if you build your business around systems, then it becomes a way easier for you to scale the business, make a whole lot of money, and be highly successful. The problem is if you're waking up every single day and saying, okay, what am I going to do today? Then you literally don't have any plan, and it's a whole lot harder to achieve a goal that's never been set. So it's like in your mind, you're saying, I'm going to reach the moon. And it's like, what, do you know where the moon at? I don't know. It's somewhere in the sky. Like, no, we got to have a whole plan. And we know the direction. We know some of the pivots. And realize that this journey is not going to be something we're going to be able to do by ourselves. Like this lone wolf theory of us as black folks, I don't need nobody. I'm coming from the gut. I don't need nobody help. No, you're behind. Need somebody's help. Today, you need somebody's help.
Today.
That's good.
You got to stop doing all of this stuff because it's killing you. Like, and I'm not saying metaphorically. I'm literally saying it's killing you. You think about, from a fight or flight standpoint, every single day you're in a hurry, you're in a rush, you're worried about money, worried about finance, worried about what you're going to do, worried about the business coming in. And then you try to sell your cupcakes with love, and it seems like nothing but anxiousness.
Yeah.
You want a cupcake? No, I don't know. I was thinking about getting a cupcake. You don't want a strawberry cupcake? They're right here, right in front of your face. How many you want to buy? Like, I'm not sure. Versus, have you ever had one of these cupcakes before? Well, what kind of cupcake? Here's what I want you to do. 2 things for me. I'm going to give you this cupcake, and only thing I'm asking you to do is just close your eyes while you eat it, because as you close your eyes, I want you to experience all of the different tastes and flavors of this cupcake. And when after you open up your eyes, you tell me if this cupcake is exactly the same as every other cupcake that you've ever had.
And I truly believe in that. I truly believe in that because I feel like when you are working in survival mode, your whole aura, your mindset, everything is like fight or flight. Like, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this. But when it flows, people can feel that.
Yep.
They can feel that, and they listening, and you've captured them, and they want to know about this cupcake, or they want to know about. You can't. When you, like you said, when you're always thinking about how am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? And I wanted to repeat that because I think that anybody as an entrepreneur already, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, perfect your craft first. Perfect your craft so when you do talk about it, you have that passion and you have that conviction to make people believe in what you're selling. And know, you already know, I have a great product. I already know that this is a good product. So you're not so much as selling it, you just hipping everybody else up on it. And you're doing it in a way that feels good and that can...
A cozy mood. Shea butter and warm sugar is where it's at. Or maybe you're more in a champagne spritz and roses type mood. Whatever the mood, set it with one of these Febreze Air Mist fragrances today.
Onto other people. But when you like, oh man, I understand the rent is due. I understand you got to pay the bills at your business, but you still got to try to keep that in mind. That fight or flight mode will take, what I call it the hustle. If you stay in that hustle mode, it's going to steal all your joy and all of your creativity. And guess what? I believe that the customers, your clientele, will get less and less and less.
That's so true. That's so good.
So let me ask you this, Manny, man. So, during the pandemic, everyone was entrepreneurs and their mama, right? And now we're in 2026 now. I'm seeing people who used to be entrepreneurs, they no longer entrepreneurs. Where do you feel like the future of entrepreneurship, marketing, and branding is going forward?
That's a good question. So, like, first I'm gonna kind of touch on the part of like this transition of like a lot of these business owners going back to work and getting jobs, right? And it's not necessarily a bad thing because there's a study done. There's one young black man in early 20s, I think, maybe 25 versus 26. He ended up finding 4 or 5 jobs working online and became a multimillionaire. So his hustle, for lack of better words, was I'm going to work all of these jobs online that I never have to go into
the office
for.
Smart.
And I'm going to do a little bit of work for each one of them, hire other people to do some of the other stuff, and then everybody's satisfied, and I became a multimillionaire.
The 4-hour work week.
Yes.
Good
yes. Yep, absolutely. So I think uniquely we're seeing many more entrepreneurs, which is different from an entrepreneur because this person has a career but they're also interested in a business. So they do their business and their career simultaneously. And there's a whole lot of people making $200,000-$300,000 a year in their career, but now they got this business where they're making $50,000, and it's like, we're winning. We can take some extra trips, we can do stuff for the family, and I really love my career still. But you know, for this other group of entrepreneurs, I feel like, and this is no doom and gloom, but I feel like if people don't really understand what's going on, there could be a whole lot more poor people coming up, because it's like the jobs is not enough. And that's why people are working a couple of different jobs in some cases. But if you don't get this fortitude to like, I have this skill inside of me and I'm not gonna let nothing or nobody stand in my way, we're gonna fail. Like for me, I like watching a lot of historical stuff like slavery stuff back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, because it helps me to get proper context of like what's inside of me, from my mom, from my dad, my grandparents, my uncles, and all that. And I think that there's this resilience that's inside of me. It's just like, oh no, we about to get it. And I don't know how we're gonna get it, but we're gonna get it. But I think that to answer your question too, the other part is, I've come across most black business owners are also Christians in some type of capacity, right? And maybe they other stuff too, and that's cool.
So you gotta believe God sometimes.
You gotta believe God some type of way. But I think that it's now like transitioning to realizing our power that we can then apply into the business, because the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 says that we were made inside of his image and likeness. Now I always skimmed over that. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, image and likeness. But then when I really studied and I said, wait, I'm supposed to look like him, think like him, breathe like him.
Come on now.
Like the vibe that I'm supposed to be on constantly every single day is that I'm a superhero, that I'm super powerful, that I'm phenomenal, because that's the same thing that God is. So if I'm supposed to look like him, if I'm doubting, if I'm walking in fear, then I'm actually looking like the enemy. I'm actually operating like the enemy instead of God on a consistent basis. Because I was made to be this person, but I'm acting like that person. So it's like, that would be as weird as an orange saying, I'm going to be a grape today. You can't do that. Yes, I can. They can strive their hardest to say, I'm going to perform and look like, but in that formation and transformation of trying to be this grape, they look foolish. They get no opportunities. They're in fight or flight, because now I'm hustling, bustling to try to look like this one thing. And a lot of young ladies fall into this. So they get into relationships, they buy clothes, they post certain things on social media because they feel like with this attention is going to give me this feeling that I need, and I'm going to feel better about myself. But the reality is, as many stories as you do, as many reels as you do, as many compliments as you get, that's not going to fulfill that thing going on the inside. So then my thing is like, whether you believe it or not, it's like all of these great principles just to send a word, period. So it's like, if we really believe that we were that powerful, that means every single room I walk into, there's never any fear. There's no hesitation. There's no like acquiescing to people because I feel like they're better than me. Like, I can't. He made me inside of his image and likeness to look like this. I'm brown, I'm bald head, got a beard. Like, that's the best that I'm going to get. I'm not going to be 6 feet ever. Never will I be 6 feet. But I'll accept what I have right now and be the best version of that.
That's good.
I like that. So Manny, I know that so how long have you been technically in business, you know, in totality?
I would say for this particular organization that we had Manny on, so it's 2017, but before that I was a relationship coach. I did real estate for some time. So I've been in business probably since like 2002, 2003.
Okay, all right, so a long time,
Yep,
long time.
absolutely.
So for those, I know we've given a lot of gems in regards to, you know, how to get this right when it comes to, you know, getting yourself together, branding, marketing. What would you say are, if you had to narrow down like 3, what would be some key components that entrepreneurs have that will set them up better for success down the road?
3 components, that's a great question. I would say always encompass learning. Like, so learning has to be a thing that you don't do once a week, but literally every day. Every day you learn something, because that's been a secret sauce for me. So I'm constantly listening to audiobooks, reading books, listening to affirmations, listening to talks and lectures. because I literally want to fill my brain with so much of who I can be that I'm convinced that I actually am that person.
Ooh. Top episode. Top episode.
We got a lot of titles.
You got hey, we'll figure it out. We'll work it out. But that's good though.
That's
Cause
it right there.
Because I think imposter syndrome is real.
It's very.
And I know, especially for us, we come into the room like, man, I'm not who they say I am, or I'm not who I think I am to them or whatnot. And I'll be lying if I say I didn't feel that way also. But I love that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you gotta power yourself, not power yourself, but you gotta.
Yeah, with so much.
Yeah.
Because there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "You're too fat for the yoke to fit." So it's like the yoke of bondage that was trying to come upon their neck, and then they related it to like a yoke of oxen. That if the yoke was trying to fit around their neck for them to be able to get them to go to work to plow the fields, if they were too fat, the yoke thing couldn't fit around their neck. So it's like, we can't do nothing with this animal. They can't work for us. So the same is true. It's like when the enemy is trying to do some slick stuff, if you so feel with his word and who it is that you're supposed to be, then the yoke that's trying to fit around you, it can't fit.
Can't even
Amen.
fit. Come on, hit that button.
My bad. I'm up here listening.
You over here like, it can't fit around me.
You know? So then to answer your question, so that's one part is like literally inundating yourself with as much stuff every single day where you almost feel like you're like this computer program that's just downloads some more programs, just like, damn, this thing's still downloading. Yep. It's gonna be like this for the rest of my life. It's still gonna be downloading more stuff, and I'm okay with it. Like I literally try to dedicate 2 or 3 hours a day of nothing but pouring into myself, because I could use 2 or 3 hours to scroll or to watch TV. But Manny said he want to be $1 Million Manny soon. So in order for me to be able to get there,
I like $1 Million
I gotta
Manny.
do something
I
totally.
like it.
It's a cool little name. So the other two that I would highly suggest is get around to get around other successful people, but the successful people that make you feel very uncomfortable. Like they low key make you feel stupid, like you ain't good enough, like you are embarrassed to be around because you ain't making enough yet. You ain't got enough opportunities. You ain't got enough success. But it's being around these people that will literally make you level up, because you feel like just to be around them, you have to level up.
Good. Ooh.
Because see, we got to stop being around people that we have this freakish loyalty to just because they were friends, people of the neighborhood, people we grew up with, or people we was doing business with at first. Like, yeah, we was both struggling together. I remember. Yeah, we used to be meeting for coffee, talking about how bad things were. I ain't like that no more, sis. I don't hang with you no more because you still there.
Yep.
You didn't raise up.
Wow.
But I was trying to help you, but we got to have 3 type of relationships always. So this is still part of
Yep,
question
part of
2.
it. Yep.
Is that you want to have somebody that you're pouring into, and this person ain't doing nothing for you. That's cool. This is just my assignment. Somebody else is pouring into you, or you're pouring into each other. If that person is in my life and they're draining me and they're not giving me anything, they literally need to be out of my life completely. And it does not matter who they are. Something needs to change drastically. So the second one is the people. And then I would say the third one is from a brand awareness standpoint, like make as many people as possible become aware of you that could help you solve your problems that you have financially. Meaning that if it's LinkedIn, I don't normally post on LinkedIn. I get it, but that's the old you.
Right.
The new you that's a boss gets out there and posts on LinkedIn and some of these other platforms, because that's where the people that's gonna buy. We don't care nothing about metrics of likes and comments no more, y'all. We dead with that. We don't care nothing about the views. We're about that shmoney.
So real quick, man, because we talk about the lessons and the wins that you had in life. Let's talk about the lessons you learned. You know what I'm saying? The things that help make you into who you are.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about those lessons, the moments you like. I learned it, but it ain't never gonna hit me again.
Yes, I would say with my health. So probably I was still working full time during these years, but I had developed this thing called neuropathy, which is like nerve damage. And during this time, I remember going to doctors and they said, you might have carpal tunnel. So I was like, okay, do the carpal tunnel. It's like, oh, you don't have that. You must have something else. So I was like, well, what is it? It's like, we don't know. So they tried different things with my nerves and they said, well, we don't know if you have this. Did you ever have diabetes? I said, no, I ain't got diabetes. They did diabetes test, no diabetes. But they found that I had idiopathic neuropathy. And that basically is we don't know what's going on with your body, but you do got some issues with your nerves. So it was a breakdown of nerves inside of my body because of what was going on inside of my real life.
Wow.
I was not managing stress. I was not regulating stress. I was not regulating my body, my peace, and really what it is that I needed to do within my life. I was still living in fight or flight mode so much. It was to the point where I was laying down sometimes. This is probably like 5 years ago. I would lay down and my body, even with laying down for hours, still felt like it was moving fast.
Wow.
There was some crazy stuff going on. That was during the time where I completely changed my diet. I went vegan. So I haven't eaten meat all these years. And no dairy. And once I made that decision, my body started feeling drastically different. When I started meditating more, having more peace and letting anxiety and stress go, way more peace inside of my life. All these body functions I was having before in pain started going away. Then the biggest thing was, I remember during one of my meditations that the Lord said, I want you to unfollow everybody on Instagram. So I said, I know that you got and stuff, but I'm not sure if you know Instagram, because the way the Instagram work is like you don't want to be acting funny with people. Like you want to keep following people, because if you like somebody like me, like I ain't even popping like that. So like I ain't about to be unfollowing people. That's gonna make it look bad for me. I took the risk, and out of nowhere, 2024 ended up being like the best year of my life, and then 2025 ended up being even more fantastic, and stuff just started flowing where I can honestly say that I can open up my mouth, Brandon, and make money.
I'm sorry. I hit the buzzer to it flipped over.
Speaking of that, I know you teach at Tri-C because I attended your class, one of your classes.
Thank you.
And I absolutely enjoyed every bit of it. I feel like it literally took you from square one. And I purposely started at the beginning class. I feel like it took you through from square one, showed you the things that you need to know to become an entrepreneur, showed you the things that you need to stay up on, showed you how to find your customer, marketing. It touched on everything. So let's talk a little bit about that. Can you talk about your program? Are you allowed to talk about the program? Okay.
For sure. Yeah, so what she's speaking about is some of the classes that I teach at Tri-C through corporate college. And that particular class in particular, we have these foundation classes, we have discovery classes. All these classes are totally free for entrepreneurs around the city. So definitely tap in. All you have to do is register for the classes, then you send an email to them and say, hey, I'm interested with the scholarship program, tuition paid. And like you literally are walking inside of the class. Before class starts every single night, there's free food. So they have a different meal every single night. Like it's absolutely amazing. And coupled with that, the EIR program, Entrepreneurship in Residence, that starts in April. Brand new class. We're probably going to take about 90 to 100 students, but we're going to have to cap it out of that just because of the size of the room. But again, 4 straight nights, food is provided. And even with that opportunity, Brandon, it came to me. There was a crazy year like 2022 that Ashley Evans, that worked for the President's Council during the time she was president. Shout out to Ashley. She kept getting these different requests from different people around the city and saying, hey, we need somebody to do this. And then she would forward to me, hey, Manny, they looking for somebody to do this. Hey, Manny, looking for this. My relationship with John Kerr to be a teacher there, as well as like on their board for the Entrepreneurship in Residence for the Entrepreneurship program, it came from Ashley because she forwarded me the email. The guy was looking for somebody to just talk and do something. I said, I'll do it. He get on the phone and said, I want you to do this other thing too. I said, okay, cool. So Verizon, she sent me this message, said, hey, they're looking for a speaker. Got up there, did the little speaking panel, not pay, obviously, free. Afterwards, I said, hey, do you guys do anything else in Cleveland? Think you can build up this ecosystem? Like, yeah, let's talk about it. A year and a half later, it's a whole program built for brand advocates all around the nation, and then I happen to be one of them, and I'm in my 3rd year for that. So somebody like Ashley, she opened up doors for me, but guess what was interesting?
What's that?
She also went to the Word Church.
Come on, now.
And here's what's interesting, though, B. So during that time, I was kind to her. And something told me to be kind to her. Not knowing 15 years later, she would give me all these opportunities.
Come on now.
So, in respect of like being this like boss in your city, in your mind, like you gotta realize that as you show up, the provision is always gonna come out of nowhere. But
We don't put over by you.
we can't predict the provision. We can't try to manipulate the provision. We gotta literally allow it to come however it's supposed to come. But we just do our part, and we know that God is gonna do His, because He's so faithful to do that.
Yeah.
He loved doing that. And I be trying to tell him, don't be showing up in the last minute. 'Cause you be like, I'm gonna do this. No. You can stop doing that last minute stuff. If the bill needs to be paid on the 15th, give me the money on the 14th. Don't wait till the 15th. Maybe the 12th, give me the money, right? Stop waiting till the last minute to do stuff. But I also have noticed, like, as I position myself, the stuff that I wanted, it just keeps coming.
Come on now. Ooh, that's so
But
good.
if you stay in this place of surrender, you got to stay there, and you can't bounce back to force. Because that's where we get messed up. It's like, oh, I was trusting you for a couple months, but hey, you ain't come through, homie, so I'm going to do it my own way. You got to still trust him. And even if the rent ain't paid, it's okay. I'm good. The lights ain't paid. Cut it off. I'm still going to trust him. Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. One of the things me and my wife say all the time is, everything's well. It's all good. Everything's well. Even through the hardest challenges, I still say everything's well, because I want the universe, God, the devil, everybody to understand that I'm still gonna trust. My business is my business because I've been trusting Him. It ain't because I'm that smart or successful. I got some degrees and stuff, but I promise it's because I've leaned into strategies that He's told me to do that seem weird at the time. Unfollow everybody on Instagram to act like I'm funny acting. When I did that, things exploded. I thought the people was gonna unfollow me like, are you acting funny? Well, I'm gonna unfollow you too. Many people still rocking with me. And I'm like, I appreciate y'all. Let's connect on Facebook. I'll friend you on Facebook. LinkedIn, I'm gonna connect with you. But on Instagram, I can't, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on now.
So what advice would you give to a business owner, entrepreneur that was maybe on the brinks of wanting to give up and thinking that this just ain't working, so I'm going to quit? What would be something that you would encourage them to keep going, because maybe they were just that much closer to their breakthrough?
I love that. So all of it is really like psychologically. Because the whole thing, the reason that we want to give up is that we're not those type of people that take action enough to be able to get results. So we are sometimes the people that go through this perpetual thing of failure that we keep starting and stopping. But sometimes, like, we want to provide the encouragement to the business owners, like, hey, keep your head up, everything's gonna be fine. But my advice for him, Brandon, is like, you got to change who you are. Because if you keep staying the same, we're going to have to keep having these discussions of, hey, pick yourself up. Now we're transitioning to, I want you to start thinking about what you've been thinking about. And there's a really great book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Breaking the habit of being yourself. But within this book, he talks about how we need to start examining our thoughts, the stuff that we're thinking about. And if the doubt keeps coming, figure out why that doubt keeps coming. When does it keep coming? Is it oftentimes in the morning? Why is it coming in the morning? What were you doing last night?
Wow.
Who were you talking to in the morning that keeps feeding this doubt and it's making it grow stronger? And then we got to start focusing on the thing that we actually want. Look, y'all, this is some crazy stuff. But we got to live delusional.
Okay.
Every single day. You gotta almost like be on some crazy stuff, and they're like, what's wrong with you? It's like, I'm a millionaire. No, you're not. Look, I just saw your account. I pulled it up. You broke. I don't know why that says that. That's actually not true. I don't know. And so here's the thing. It's backed up by scripture. It says in the word, I'm not sure where it says this, but He's a God that causes things to be not as if they already were. So what does that mean? It's like, I want you to live in a reality that's not even real. Because we're king's kids. Just because it shows that I owe y'all that money, I don't owe y'all that money. Y'all gonna get y'all money soon. I don't know when it's coming. Listen, y'all straight. Get y'all money. I'm straight.
Right.
And if I take that into my business and my brand, then I walk into rooms like I'm a multimillionaire already. And they start to give me money like I'm a multimillionaire versus I'm a thousandaire. And see, I told this to the class too, that if somebody offered you a job right now and said, we're going to pay you $15,000 a year, you would probably say no because you're thinking about all the bills that you currently have. You just can't do it. But as a business owner, somebody says, I know your product costs $15, but I'm gonna throw you $5. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll take that $5. Give me that high five. That's cool. But it's like we got to understand that we got bills to pay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And if we need $5,000 to $10,000 every single month, then guess what, Brandon? We only go after $5,000 to $10,000 clients. I don't play this long stream and climb up the ladder of $25 here and there to eventually get me to my goal of $10,000. No, where the big dogs at? Who got the money to pay me $10,000? Does it need to be a partnership? Does it need to be a collaboration? Does it need to be a huge client? Somebody about to pay me $10,000. Even thinking about this amazing show, there's some sponsors right now that would love to pay $25,000 every single month. Every month.
Come on with it.
The reality is sometimes it's like we will either go after the small money because thinking that's what we can get,
Yeah.
and thinking that, okay, well, I'm only at this level, so maybe we get higher, maybe we got more shows and more years, then we'll go after the big people. We're going to go after the big dogs right now. What's the worst that they could say?
It's true. You're right.
What if they said yes? What if 5 people said yes to $25,000 a month, Brandon? That's a game changer. And that's my philosophy. With every, don't matter what the business is, go after the big money. Yes, you sell cupcakes. Can you get a huge contract with just selling cupcakes? You sure can. I'm gonna contact all these organizations in the city and say, hey, I know that you guys often have work events and stuff like that. I want to be your cupcake supplier. What do you mean by that? I want to be the person always bringing cupcakes. When you guys are sad and you just need to pick me up, I'm going to bring some cupcakes. When you're having a party, I'm going to bring some cupcakes. When it's somebody's anniversary, I'm bringing the cupcakes.
Man, listen, that reminds me of the 10X rule by Grant Cardone.
Yes.
Because if you reach, let's say you're going 50,000, you can land on 25,000. 25,000 more than you already started with.
That's
For
true.
real.
And Manny, that's good. That's real good. Because I think enough of us are not striving. We're thinking not worthy of the big dollar or that big event, whatever it is. But we're not trying. We're just.
And the imposter syndrome, I believe it like this, and I've never said this publicly. But look at it from a biblical perspective. If I just said the word made us out of his image and likeness, and then earlier, you or somebody said, well, this has been a bad day jokingly, but think about this. The Bible says that this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We know that he's a loving God. He would never give us a terrible day.
Yeah.
He would never give us a challenging day. So that means that we created that. So even when I'm doubting and fearing and walking in imposter syndrome, I'm almost sinning. Because that's not who I am. I'm powerful. I walk into every room powerful. The fact that I'm feeling some type of way, I got to examine that. But ain't no reason for imposter syndrome ever. I'm the best version of me that's here. If there were 30 other marketing people here, I'm the best one. They can do what I do. You're the best podcaster in the world.
World.
In the world.
No, listen. And I like you said that, man, because like I said, I think a lot of entrepreneurs we encounter, especially they're starting out, they don't feel like they are that. But like you just said, hey, you are that and more. So embrace that. So we got to do part 2. Part 2, we might have to pull up to this classroom and see you in action and
That's
whatnot.
right.
And see you in action and whatnot.
For sure.
So with that being said, we're going to get into our 7 questions here to pull up experience. And, you Cleveland born and raised, maybe like Jason.
For sure.
Shout
out to Marvin if he's listening, because he would definitely say, Manny, remember what I said? He was not.
So with that being said, unfortunately, Cleveland has a stigma, right?
Yes.
People who don't collaborate, or not even people, entrepreneurs and such and whatnot. What do you feel like we can do to help break that stigma of us not being collaborative?
I think it's just maybe finding more of you. So like we kind of joke about Kanye, but one of the songs that I love that he made, he said, it's 1,000 you, it's only one of me.
All right.
And so I feel like if we walk into certain rooms and we identify other people like ourselves, then let's start having some conversation. And these individuals don't always have to do the same thing that you do. It's sometimes really great to have an adjacent business giving you their perspective from their own lens because they're not inside of your industry. But I think that we find unique ways to collaborate. I won't tell people just to go talk to any and everybody because you're going to feel uncomfortable and weird. But like talk to the people that you vibe with and say, hey, let's get some more people like us. And before you know it, you got a nice little collection.
That's good. So that, with that being said, Manny man, and shout out to your collaboration with Verizon and Tri-C. But who can we help for you collaborate in the future with? Corporation, entity, or person?
That's a good question. So one of my biggest goals, I think probably like for 27, 28, I want to pack out the Wolstein Center.
Ooh, okay.
I want to pack out the whole Wolstein Center. And remember how we used to do it back in the Word Church days? Like I want to be that guy on the stage talking about branding and marketing on the stage. You know?
Like have the expo?
Like a big old thing, but I want them to give me the entire thing for free. I'm not even paying for it.
Wolstein. What about Progressive Field? You know what I'm saying?
That sounds dope
the Q,
too.
you know, Q.
Let's do all of them.
Do all of them, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's okay. That's
I like
first.
that.
I like that answer.
Yeah, so if y'all can help with that, I would love that. Like, so let's get that. Let's get that
Collaboration.
going.
This is with Kanye and me. I believe everybody watch a podcast. So somebody somewhere connect with Manny or whatnot. We want to see that happen.
Bibb, if you know somebody, sir, Mr. Bibb, Mayor, sir, please let us know. You go ahead and make a call so we can get this thing going.
Yeah,
There we go.
There we go. Better in Cleveland, better in everybody. Well, listen, we have no doubt in our minds that clearly legacy for you
Absolutely.
will be grand. I mean, just from start to now, you have just given us so much information, so much that I mean, the gears are shifting in my head, okay? So when it comes to legacy, it's a two-part question though, Manny. What would you like the legacy to be for you as an individual? And what would you like your legacy to be for you under the entrepreneur?
So for me, I really would love family, friends, other people to say that he was a giver. I want that to always be the title that they give me. Now, as far as like, this entrepreneur with all the different branches and stuff that I'm doing, I really want people to say that like he was a builder, that he built people and he built businesses.
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
great legacy.
Definitely. And again, no doubt in any of our minds that you have inspired, encouraged, and motivated someone watching, someone listening in some shape, way, or form. So when it comes to kind of either taking what you've given us and narrowing it on down, or maybe throwing in some tidbits that you meant to put in there, but what would be 3 takeaways you'd like for someone to gather?
Listen, I had to get out of Brittany because I was like,
He was, which I told him he was gonna do.
No, that's understandable. So I would say really trying to put it all together is just like, we hear these cliches of like work hard and stay consistent, but it's really these cliches that if they're built into a system, you become unstoppable. And I think that if we stay consistent with the consistency, nothing can stop you this year.
Ooh,
Like you can literally make so much money, so much wealth, so much abundance. But we have to get out of this fight or flight mode. As hard as it might be, like we literally have to be able to like consciously take some deep breaths and know that everything is going to be just fine. The business is not going to build itself, but it's also not going to be built with stress.
That's true.
Thank you. Manny, okay, so the most important part of the whole interview, bro, where people learn more about you, where can they reach out to you, where can they attend the classes and go on, and everything Manny
I
going
gotta
for.
enroll myself now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the front row like,
Front center.
Mr. Hall.
It's me again.
Yeah.
So there are a bunch of events that you guys can register. Just go to Google actually and just type in Manny Hall events and you'll find all of the Eventbrite events going all the way to December. So each one of them are already on there that you can register for.
I thought we had it planned out. We ain't doing it like, man, he said
Right,
we
through December. You already got the year back.
The whole December. We did that last year too.
Wow, you a bad man.
So it just helps people to be able to have on their calendar and everything.
For sure.
But then you can also go to Manny Hall EIR, which is Entrepreneurship and Residence, for you to be able to register for those classes at Corporate College. Again, it's for 4 straight weeks. You get dinner included right before the class. A lot of great information. Probably stuff is worth probably about $10,000. Like people have walked out and said so many great things about how their business exploded. So it's a really good thing. But then Instagram, Manny_Hall, MANNY_HALL. Facebook is just Manny Hall. LinkedIn is also just Manny Hall. I would love to connect with you guys.
And listen, guys, everyone's watching, while you're watching this, right in the show notes, all the information is in the links. So please do me a favor, hit the links and sign up today. Learn more about Manny today, y'all. Manny, as always, an honor, my friend.
Thank you. I had an amazing time.
Thank you. This was great. I knew it was gonna be great.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
No, absolutely. So part 2, like I said, we'll have to pull up on you, man.
That's
definitely
right.
down.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Real quick, guys. February 22nd, we are back. Entrepreneur, all my single entrepreneurs, you like, dang, I'm single out here. We got you, okay? We are doing it again. We are bringing together entrepreneurs who are single, and the lovely Brittany and Miss Sam Watson are going to be hosting this year. And we right here at 2U Wines, February 22nd. Get tickets.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, yes. Please get tickets because we want to see you there. And we got something special for all the singles who are in the crowd. I ain't going to reveal it, but we got something for you, okay? So please be there.
All right.
Guys, this is episode 305. We're going to
305.
1,000. I'm gonna start doing this. No, I can't do that.
Hey, we always
I like that.
Further and further.
Yeah, come on
Let's
now.
go.
But no, thank you once again, Manny, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week, all right?
See y'all.
Peace, y'all.